Hey, thank you for coming by Tory Magoo 44. Today is what, the 11th of, it's 9/11. Oh, God. For anybody who was part of that, which is really all of us, blessings and love to everyone. It's an amazing day. I wasn't really going to make a video about 9/11. I just realized it right now when I started the video that, oh my God, it's 9/11. Which I've spoken about before, because Scientology tried to weasel their mental health onto the day that 9/11 happened. President Bush came out, and on this underneath him it said, for mental health, call 1-800 for truth. Well, that's the Dianetic hotline. And a bunch of us were online together, and I said, that's the Dianetic hotline. And we called Fox News, told them, come on, this is the Dianetic hotline. These guys are 100% against mental health. They're like against psychiatry and all this. It was, how pathetic is that? But anyway, that's why I've spoken out about it, because then they ran their con on, oh, we're going to help all the firefighters and run them through the Purif. And please, their scams never end. So tonight, this is what I was going to make the video about. You never know with Magoo cruising around LA, you just never know who I'm going to run into. So tonight, my friend and I are sitting at a restaurant, and we hear these people talking about COB, Scientology, PTS, Sterling, Singer, exec software, it's all Scientology stuff, right? Different businesses and stuff like that. So we're kind of listening and going, wow, these guys are pretty in. We're pretty sure that they're way in, but they're pretty nattery, which is critical, on a number of different things. So it was kind of interesting. It was like, are they indies that are out? And they're newly out and kind of ticked off, or are they still in? We didn't really know. So my friend went to pay the bill, and I thought, I ask him. So I went up and I said, excuse me, I just wanted to ask you a question. Are you all still members of Scientology? And they all went, yes, we are. Are you? And I said, well, I was for 30 years, but I escaped out. And surprisingly, and a very, for me, it was really cool that they talked to me, because for years and years and years, Scientologists are the first to just cut you off completely. Well, these guys weren't that way. They were sort of like willing to communicate, and it was like, all right. So I said, I can't remember all the things that happened, but basically I said, I have nothing against your beliefs, because they mentioned something about beliefs. And I said, well, I think people can believe whatever they want. I have no problem with that. My problem is with the abuses, being breaking up families, stopping free speech, fair game, fraud, and medical abuse. I said, that's why I speak out. And the guy said, you were in for 30 years? And I said, yeah, I was. And he said, what's your name? And I said, Tory. And he said, BEZAZIAN, which was my married name. And I said, do we know each other? Did we know each other? Because I didn't recognize him. He was quite a bit older at the time. I mean, now. And sometimes people do morph and change. And he was pretty heavy. So, that can change how you look too. And I know that personally, because I gained 100 pounds at Scientology and thankfully lost it and have kept it off thanks to Weight Watchers, not thanks to Scientology. So I said, yeah, that's who you're talking to. And he said, wow. And I said, did we know each other? And he said, no, but I know your name. I'm Helena Kobran's husband. Now that's, Helena Kobran is partners with Moxon. It's Moxon and Kobran, right? So his wife works with Moxon. And those are the two that are constantly screwing most of us most of the time. Now, I could have gotten into some stuff with them, but I thought, nah, it's like they're not going to hear it anyway. And I didn't feel, they were having a nice dinner. So I just thought, and he was a pretty nice guy. So I thought, okay, so the guy's, maybe he's an okay guy. And hopefully he'll wake up. And hopefully she'll wake up too and get out of that trap, because it is an awful game that you are playing. You are hurting people and families on a daily basis. And he said to me at the end, I'm not going to tell my wife that I had this conversation with you. So, hi, Helena. I'm quite sure the Office of Special Affairs will make sure that you know that I had a conversation with your husband. And that's okay with me. Because you know what? He should be able to say whatever he wants to you. They've been married 44 years, he told me. So he has a right to say whatever he wants to whomever he wants. And the very fact that he was in communication with me is fantastic compared to most Scientologists who do their plexiglass, shut you off, won't talk to you. And these are members of the Church of Scientology, which isn't a church, I don't think. It's a cult. And if you study what is a cult, it's all the 9 steps of what is a cult. By Robert Lifton is one of the people. And you can also just type in mind control in YouTube and study that. There's some really good things on it. So anyway, it was an adventurous night, despite it being 9/11. Wow, it's 9/11 exactly on the dot. I just looked at my time and it is 9:11 on 9/11. Oh my God. Wow. All right. Peace and love to all of you. I love you all greatly. I thank you. I thank my life. I'm so happy I'm out of that organization and those creepy, awful people. Not these people that are in the Truman Show, but the guys that run it, like Miscavige and Kobran. Frankly, your wife, if you see this, your wife is an absolute hag. She is, per the definition of my brothers, what is a hag? That's your wife. And oh man, she is. Helena, you really need to, change a little bit. Yes, work on it. All right, so it's now 9:12 and it's time for me to go. But I love you all and I thank you all. And I greatly thank you for coming to my YouTube site. And if you want, please pass on my videos because it does help people get educated on why they should not join this cult called the Church of Scientology. So there you go. It was an adventurous night and an adventurous day and fun. So I love you. Bye bye.